Hey, what's going on, guys? It's Steve, and I'm going to make a video today about a project that you definitely need to do your own research on, and I'll be very transparent that I've already bought some of this token, and I bought it higher than it's currently priced when I'm making the video, but I don't mind. This is a Reflect token, one of those ones with those 10% fees that are then distributed to the liquidity pool and the holders of the token. It's kind of like Safemoon, it's kind of like Fairmoon, tokens I've talked about in the past that both ran into huge issues because the devs were kind of anonymous. We didn't know who they were. They got into Twitter fights with all kinds of people. And while both of those projects could have good futures, they both have had drastic swings that have wrecked certain people. So this token could have similar ones. The thing that both of those tokens didn't have was a community already behind them, and they were not launched in a way like this one was launched. Now, this is the first day this token has been on the market, and it has only been around for a couple days. So let's start first with where it's coming from and what community it's coming from. Yep, that's Treyvon James. If you know who he is, then you know his history. He's not perfect, but the last few years of his life, he has really, in my opinion, turned it around, started to make quality content that a lot of people write off. He shows you projects very early on. He's very front with you that if you're in his telegrams and in his inside chats, you get to find out about stuff earlier. I wasn't on this one, so I got in at a much higher price than they did, but I have seen the projects that he gets into, that he evolves, always be safe. And now the ones that he actually puts his name on and he has made have been safe, haven't had rug pulls, have worked how they should be, and they maybe don't always get as much traction as they should because he is involved with them. And this could be something that happens with this one too, but I really thought it would be fun to just go ahead, take a chance, go with this community that I've seen be really supportive of him, and get into Our.Glass. So he launched this in a video today where at the very end, it was pretty funny. You should watch it. I'll have a link to it. He's talking about how there's Safemoon. There's all these tokens. They're memeish tokens. He's chasing memeish tokens. Why don't I just make a memeish token? That way I know that it'll be good, that it'll be strong, that it won't have a problem, that there won't be any trickery in there, and it will just do what it said it's going to do. So this is the funniest thing though. You come to this site and you're like, I don't see a token. What am I supposed to do? Well, you're supposed to do what you're supposed to do when you get into these kind of tokens. You join the community by clicking on the Telegram link. So I'm going to go ahead and bring the Telegram link over here. So far, it's ballooned up to about 1,400 members. There's a lot of people in here talking, and this is where you actually get the breakdown on the Our.Glass token. So there is a contest going on. I'll be going ahead and throwing my video in there. Don't know how good I'll do, but there should be a lot of more social media coming out about this as more people find out about the contest and just more people find out about the token. It launched kind of stealth. So it just launched today. There's a YouTube video here that you can watch first, and I'll have a link to that so you can check it out. There's the website, which really just leads you to the Telegram. There's another YouTube video here. Then there's a link to the pancake swap pool where I went ahead and bought the token. You do need to set your slippage at least like 12%. I put mine at 15 because there is a 10% fee in the token. Otherwise, you won't be able to buy it. Make sure that you come to this Telegram and get this link. I'll have the link in my description. You can trust me if you want to, but you should probably come here and get it from there. There's also the contract address, so you can come and check out the contract, and I'll be showing you a little bit of that in just a moment. And then they talk about the Telegram channel. They give you a link to a couple charts. I'm going to show you one of those. Then they talk about the fact that the liquidity at this point is locked up for the first 6 months, so nobody is going to be able to touch the liquidity pool for that time. However, we do have an active dev, and when I asked them earlier in the Telegram channel what would happen after those 6 months, they said most likely there would just be a relock of the tokens. But that isn't written in stone, but whenever you get into one of these, you have to take a little bit of risk if you're going to go for the wild ride that this might take some people on. So let's go ahead and check out the contract. So there are a lot of tokens. This is a Safemoon model. Let's see. So this is hundreds. This is 100,000. This is millions. This is billions. That is trillions. So let's one past that. That is a whole mountain of tokens. But it does have those fees that get redistributed into the liquidity pool and get redistributed to the holders. So you're going to see as people come in and buy and buy and buy and buy, you're going to have a giant amounts of tokens just moving around. This creates a game that Treyvon likes to play when he launches his tokens. He did the same thing on the tokens that he launched on Tron. If you have good diamond hands and you just hold and watch that price, and maybe when it hits your goal you go ahead and leave, you got a chance at it getting there either by the price going up or the amount of tokens you have just continually to go up. He likes to build these tokens where you have to be somebody who's willing to get into it and ride it, otherwise you're not going to make it. And so know that this isn't going to be a quick flip. You're not going to buy this token and sell it tomorrow for 50x, I don't think. And I know that because I'm down about 20%, but it's going to be something that's going to be fun to be in, to check out the community, to get to know these guys a little bit better. And so that's one of the reasons I went ahead and got into it. So let's go ahead and look at the chart. It started at nothing because they just put all the tokens into the pancake swap liquidity pool, and then it went flying up as people bought it and bought it and bought it and bought it. And then we had our first pullback because realistically you're up just a ton at that point if you had it. We dropped down here where I would have liked to get into it, and then we climbed up here. This is where I bought it, right around the point. Well, it's 6 at the very end there. There's a whole bunch of zeros in front of that 6. From there, it climbed up to like 7. I'm just holding this token, and then it fell down. It almost touched the 4 at the beginning of the 0 after all the zeros, and now it's back up to the 5s. So we're going to be seeing this happen over and over. I'll have a link to the chart so you can get into it. Maybe you want to hunt a better entry. You're going to see some big dumps on this because you're going to have the people that got in here. Right? There's some big green volume all in here, and they're all sitting in profit, and they're all getting more tokens whenever anybody sells or anybody buys. That's where the whole diamond hands idea comes in of these tokens. You hold them till the end, you can win, but maybe not if you hold them till the very end. You want to watch the market and be ready and make the right move at the right time. But I wanted a chance to show you guys a brand new token. It's a project that I think has a chance to build up a pretty good market cap. I mean, it's sitting there at like 5 million right now, and as the word spreads and more money comes in and more people want to try to get into this token, you're going to see if it can grow from there, if they can really build that meme culture, if they can really build that current group that really follow him and support him, and if we can maybe reach out to some of the other groups that are into these kind of interesting tokens and then go ahead and see if they want to partake in this adventure of a pretty crazy reflect token that's going to be, having a rising price floor. That's the trick with all of these in theory, because as people sell, Pancake Swap will get more and more and more of the tokens, and eventually the price should just naturally rise over time. But you will have a lot of giant up and downs. That's why you want to be careful with these tokens, and you don't want to get into it with any amount of money that you're worried about losing. I threw 1 BNB in. If I lose that 1 BNB, well, I earned that 1 BNB from a different project. I'm good with that. And that's really how I feel you should look at these kind of early on things. If you want to be more risky than that, I'm telling you shouldn't, and I'm not a financial advisor, so I'm not telling you to buy this coin. I'm showing you this coin, and go take a look at it. Well, one thing I will show you really quick is the holders. That's something that we should all be aware of when we're getting into the project. One of the nice things, there's not some trick here. There's not a whole bunch of contracts, and most of the token is spread out. One scary thing, somebody must have got in early and they bought 10% of the tokens. So they currently have more than the Pancake Swap pool. So this one person, I haven't seen this fluctuating. They've been staying at exactly around 10% of the pool. We can go ahead and click in on this address and see if they've sold any of these tokens. So, oh yes. So they had a buy in, oh, you know what? This might be the dev wallet. I'll try to confirm that for you, and I'll go and I'll put a comment on that. I probably should have worked that out before I got into the video, but I have a lot going on today, so I'm just going to go ahead and end it there. I hope if you check this out, you let me know if you decide to get into it or not. Make sure you join the Telegram. Make sure you follow them on Twitter. Make sure you're being active and you're talking to people and that you're ready just to see what happens with this token. I'm going to go ahead and end it there, everybody. Have a good day. Bye.